G'day guys, Hector back again. This time a bit of a longer tutorial. Just going to cover the release of Line. It's a Black Ops 2 Xmodel exporter. Essentially I'm going to cover exporting a model and importing it into another game. Just give you guys a bit of an overview. So we'll head on over to the downloads page. I'll put this in the description, of course, and we'll download ourselves a copy of this, and we'll put this on our desktop somewhere. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is obviously start up Line. Beautiful. Okay. So, it's asking to start Black Ops, then find game. Oh, okay. We'll do that. So we'll find the game. It's ready, it's found it, and it's listed in all the models, semi-loaded. If you've been following Tom's YouTube, you'll be obviously familiar with this, of course. But anyway, so the model I'm after is the rcxd. So I'm going to go into a theatre mode. Oh. Absolute fail. Oh yeah. Recent games. Okay. Now, I could load these models now, essentially, really, and there's mostly just the weapons from the menu. But for the game stuff, we need to actually list them again, and we'll load them up. And this is all the stuff that's in the map so far. And we'll just see if the vehicle's here already. I'd say it is. Yep. rcxd. There we have it. I can imagine alternate is the enemy team, like there's two models. There's the one that you see and then the one the enemy sees. I haven't exported that yet, but that's the one I want, so actually I'll just pause the game here. It's there. So we'll yep, all the options I want. We'll export that. Now that'll go to in the directory where you put Line under exported. We'll have a new folder created, the model name with all the loads, and of course all the images. Wonderful. That's all we need. Now I'm gonna move these over to Call of Duty Black Ops 1. I don't have COD 4 or 5 installed currently, so that's just what I've got. So if you're familiar with modding in any Call of Duty, you should be able to follow along here, but essentially I'm copying those raw files over. I'm actually taking the Xmodel export. There is currently a bug. This will be fixed pretty soon, so you won't have to do a few of these little steps, and I'll let you know which steps they are that you won't have to worry about. But essentially we could take the Maya file and bind it and use the mod tool plugins to export a model export, but Tom's tool already creates a Xmodel export that's perfectly good. Well, there are a couple of little issues that need to be sorted out, but that's what I'm just going to use for porting between Call of Duties. If I wanted to take the RCXD and put it in, I don't know, Armour or some other game, I of course would need the raw model files, and away I go with that and reconverting into whatever game. But for today, for just porting between Call of Duties, we've got an Xmodel export, so we're going to use it. So I'll copy these two, go to our Call of Duty Steam apps, common, alright, Xmodel export, and I'll just dump them in here. Just for ease, the Tom's took Lime creates a GDT file of the models you're exporting, and it has a bit of a folder set up for images and models and stuff. And for images, under model export, you create a folder called Bo2, and images. You don't have to. This is just for ease, really. It's just so that when I open it in Nastman, it happily accepts. Okay, next step, DDS's. Blackops converter, it just doesn't like it. I don't know, it's not quite in the right format. I think, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. It could be bitmaps or something. Tom might need to fix that, but essentially you can fix it yourself. Just open them up and change them to a TGA, and that'll solve that problem. So I'll quickly do that now. Okay, so there's all the DDSs. We'll save as. I do probably need to point out a few things. Check the channels each time you're exporting as a TGA. If it has no alpha, then we'll save that as a 24-bit exit. If it has alpha, well, this one doesn't, so save as TGA 24-bit. Essentially, you need to do 32-bit for anything with alpha. Another one with no alpha. .24-bit, and this one has alpha, so it will need to be. Most of the time, Photoshop picks this out for you. Alpha channels, yes. Oh no. Alpha channels, yes, but you have to watch this because it's meant to auto pick 32 because it knows that 32 is the only one capable of alpha, but it doesn't. So if it's got alpha channel, pick 32. If it doesn't, pick 24. Okay, that's that covered, and we can now just delete these DDS. Okay, so we've got all our images. Sorry, back in our Lime folder under GDTs, we'll just grab this. Oop. So you have to close Line after you've exported what you want to close, what you want to export. Just that's when it finalizes the GDT, obviously. So there we go. Okay, wonderful. We'll copy that, take it over to just the base of model export, paste that in. Actually, just to make things easier, okay. Yeah, just put the images and the model under Bo2. It's simple. Okay, we can close COD down now, I guess. I've got what I want. Okay, now I'll open up Black Ops 1 mod tools. And we'll get into converting. So we'll open up Asset Manager, or ASMan, as it's commonly referred to as. File open, and navigate to blackops, model export, and we want to open up that GDT file we copied from earlier. Another bug, that this is one of those moments that you shouldn't have to worry about it, because this will be fixed pretty quickly. But currently, there's a couple of files that don't get the file extension put onto them, so we will just do that now. .gdt, okay, and there's the Xmodel export files don't get the file extension either for some reason, so we'll just quickly fix that up. Okay. Okay, so there's all the bugs fixed. You shouldn't have to worry about that, I'll just stress that, because it should be fixed in any future updates. This is just obviously something that's gone wrong. Okay, so that's that. Okay, we can open up Asset Manager again. It's always good to see any errors that happen. Like I was always thinking, maybe I should edit that sort of stuff out, and no, I think I'm doing it all live for that reason, just to show you any problems that I come into, how I overcome them, in case you come into the same problem. So now that it's got the file extension, Asset Manager's happy enough to see it, so we can open it. Great. Okay, so here's the materials that are required for the Xmodel. But first things first, we need to fix a few things. These are all now TGA files. Anything that's a DDS is now a TGA, so we'll just save all these. Okay, so we've got all of them saved. We may as well just convert these now. So away we roll. Done. F10's my hotkey to stop video recording, so I won't hit that again, because that's fun to always stop halfway through a tutorial. Okay. Yeah, I have converted these before, so that's why it's not missing. It's out of date, but okay. So now that all of these materials have had the DDSs converted to TGA, and that reflected in the GDT, obviously for any textures that were DDS, and we've converted those, we can now move over to our Xmodel, which is here, and it's picked it up nicely because we put it in the Bo2 directory under model export, and there it all is. So I don't have to do jack shit. Thanks, Tom. And done. Converted. Yeehaw. So that's Asset Manager. Oh wait, no it's not. It's almost Asset Manager done with the models dealt with. It's in a format which the game will happily accept and load into the game. The only other thing, because it is a vehicle and I want to show it as a operational vehicle, I am going to just copy the rcxd vehicle file and change it up a little bit for this model. So the normal one is RC car medium that they use in multiplayer Black Ops 1. So we'll copy that, paste from, and we'll call it, I don't know, Bo2 rcxd. Okay. Right, yes, I did create that previously. But that's essentially what you would do. And then I just changed out the model to the one that we created for both enemy and now for the def model, the same thing. That's how they do it in for the standard one. But later on there is a enemies model where you define it in the vehicles, but and I think that's where you would use the alternative model. I'm yet to test on that, but anyway, we'll just convert this asset now. Done. Wonderful. Okay, asset manager dealt with. Now you have to build a mod. I'll hand out the files for this mod that I'm building here now, so that you've got something to work with if you don't have or don't know how to do it. You can start playing. But essentially we'll open up Call of Duty Black Ops Raw, and now we need to start filling the mod that we're making with all the assets. So I'll just start fresh with this mod. Let's start. Yep. Okay. So we're in Raw. First thing that we created was, of course, images. So we'll go by date modified, and there we go. There's all the textures that we created earlier in Asset Manager, all converted. So over to images, paste them in. Now the next thing, after we had the textures created, we went and did the Xmodel. So there's our Xmodel. Now for distribution, you of course want to put parts and surfs, which is of course parts and loads. So copy surfs. Okay, all the surfaces over. What else did we convert? We created a new vehicle called, yep, there it is. Copy that. Put that in vehicles. Okay. So essentially we have all the assets. In my case, I just chose to edit RC bomb GSC, and I added in, this is a lot of old testing stuff that you don't need to worry about. I added in the rcxd model as a pre-cache model, pre-cached the vehicle file, and then just went ahead and edited a function down here for when you actually get the rcxd. I've just changed the model to my model, and the tank. I think the original name was car. It doesn't matter what that's called. Let's just call in the vehicle file that we created earlier. That's the copy of the original rcxd with the model changed. Now the only thing I wanted to point out was def model. No, sorry, not dev model, enemy model. Enemy model, I believe, I haven't tested this yet, so I'd have to do that to confirm, but I believe that's where you would, like usually there's enemy, like allies, and like there's two models, and the enemy model is the one that's red. Like if you're on one team and see the rcxd of another team, it's got red lights, and it's an enemy rcxd, not a teammate's one. So that's where you would use that, but I'm just using the same one. It doesn't matter for what I'm doing here. Okay, and I just created a custom game type quickly for testing this sort of stuff, and not player spawned, give the kill streak RC bomb, which would essentially give me what I set to give in here, if that makes sense. This isn't a modding tutorial of Black Ops, this is just a how to port models around, but to give you a bit of an idea. Okay, so I've got all that ready. Of course you need a the source zone file, the mod CVS, and the basic things you need in there is obviously your Xmodel. Oh, that doesn't need to be, that's old, but yeah, that's the Xmodel we're using here, and any raw file GSCs that you're loading. Like I've edited RC bombs, and I've made a custom game type and whatnot. My game type GSC isn't in there, I'll have to fix that. And of course your vehicle. Yeah, like I said, everyone should be familiar with this if you're bothering to even watch this tutorial, I guess, so I don't need to ramble on about that, but just make sure you got all your shit in your mod CVS. Yeah, okay, I do, yep, okay. And then we can build, essentially. Of course you need the images, yep, we know that. Just is there any other missing file? I think. Okay. Now we'll build. And it should really a few things need to be in fast file to be read. So yeah, okay. We've built that. Now let's go make sure it actually works, and I hope it does. Be a lovely waste of time. If the screen goes black, I'll fix that. Just it shouldn't though. Okay, no it doesn't. Probably because I left in something in the mod CVS that I don't have assets for, which kind of makes sense when you think about it. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, okay. So I'm not using this, and I don't have the assets for it in the file or mods Bo2 RC bomb, so that's gonna give me an error. Okay, so save that. Just make sure we get everything. And we'll rebuild. And retest. Should be good though. That's what I said the first time. But oh yeah, no, I think this is why editing out and whatnot might not be the greatest idea, because like, I don't know, not people are stupid, but errors pop up and they, you know, don't have anything to do with what you're doing, and you're just like, why did that happen? And yeah, I suppose it's good to just leave it in there. So we'll change our game mode to the custom one, just so it loads my game type that gives me an rcxd. I could always, I am in the mod, I could load any game type and achieve an rcxd, but this will be quicker. And we'll change under, yep, that's colourful enough. Vehicle plane test. It's something else I've left in. Once again, Hector being silly. Well, let's find that. What have I done? Vehicles there. Must be something in the raw files. Chances are I've just left it in an include somewhere. Once again, of something that I don't have. Who's a plane? Oh man, should have looked at that. Mod, okay. What have I done there? Okay. There we go. It's just, obviously this, you won't encounter this, but line 37 first off. I've pre-cached that there. And 81, 281. What's this test stuff? We'll just get rid of that function altogether. Okay. Last time, guys, I promise. We rebuild it. Okay. Pick a game type. Pick a map. So yeah, I'm gonna leave all of those errors and whatnot in, just so you can I mean, half of it's just stupid things I've done when I've tried to create this sort of tutorial base, just sort of copying another mod and whatnot and moving it over. But yeah. What's missing here? Oh, my arms. I've detached all my arms and trying to give it a model that doesn't exist. So that's okay. There's our rcxd, Black Ops 2. Now, I do believe, yes, yeah, there's just a couple of verts. It's just something in Tom's tool when it creates the Xmodel export. It just isn't quite binding. You can see those verts there. It's just not quite binding the weights properly on the wheels, and that's not a big drama. If I had Maya installed, which I don't currently, it would be literally 2 minutes to just hop in there quickly and fix up those verts, so that it didn't do that. But this is another one of those times where you shouldn't have to worry about the bind mucking up on you too much. It's just, this obviously is a first public release. There's bound to be issues, and we all know Tom, he'll fix this sort of stuff up really quickly, and it's, you know, a very simple thing. But other than that, we've got an rcxd from Bo2 that mostly operates correctly. There's a few UVs, there's like a couple of verts, there's a few little things that are just a little bit buggy, but hey, I'm pretty damn happy with that. It's a bit choppy due to my computer not liking Camtasia, but no, it's working quite well. I am not worried about those verts at all, because I know that'll get fixed up. It's that's a very minor issue as far as I'm concerned, because like I said, anybody who's a dedicated modder has got Maya installed and has played with it, and you know, you should know how to bust out the weights tool and fix up little things like that. So even if, you know, that's how all the models come out, you know, like, I wouldn't complain, but I'm sure it'll be fixed up really quickly, and I could just use the Xmodel export without even touching Maya at all, which I essentially haven't done today. But if I wanted to fix this up right now, I could, but I'm probably just going to wait until Tom fixes it, and there's another release of the tool, an update, and that'll fix everything, and yeah, so I'm happy with that. Yes, it is. So there you go, that's how to line. Now, if you like this video, if you've found it helpful at all, give me a thumbs up, share, whatever you got to do. It really does help to get the views and whatnot. So yeah, thanks guys. See you next time.